So last time we discussed about verse number 3. That verse number 3 was Utsaha Nishya Dharya Tata Karma Pravartana Sanga Tyago Satavritti Sadbir Bhakti Prashid. There are means 6 things which will help us to advance in devotional service. So it's about attitude, being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, being patient, acting according to regulatory principle, abandoning the association of non-devotee, following the footsteps of Acharya. We saw. So in the next verse, Rupa Goswami explain about the devotee association. So first verse was talking about what should be avoided. First 2 verses were talking about what should be avoided. So that's what Vacho Vegam, Mansa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udarupasto Vegam, Etan Vegani Vishet Dera Sarvam Pruthimapam Apimam Sasya. Second verse was Atyahara Prayashasya Prajalpanya Magra, then Sankasya Chalolumcha Sadbir Bhakti Vinashiti. So now this is out of those 24 things, what should be done and what should not be done. So this another 6 thing Rupa Goswami is mentioning, which is very prevalent in even any ordinary dealing also. So that is Dadati Pratigrihnati Guyam Akhyati Pruchyati Bhungte Bhojyate Chaiva Sadvidha Priti Lakshanam. So Dadati समझ में आ ही गया, देना. Pratigrihnati means accept in return. Guyam Akhyati Pruchyati, explain the confidential topic, inquire the confidential topic or maybe confidential matter in relation to devotional service. But even same thing happen in relation to business. Bhungte khilao, eat. Bhojyate khilao. All these things are sadvidham priti lakshanam. These are the symptoms of loving exchange. So it is very simple if you go through, right? So here basically in whole purport Prabhupada mention whom to associate, where to associate, how to associate and why to associate. Okay. And there are another thing he mentioned, that do not associate with. So that is mentioned here, whom, how and why we should not associate. So all those things step by step mentioned. Okay. So although it is mentioned in pictorial form, but we'll go through purport. So here, translation: offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts. Okay, means हम दे तो रहे हैं बट लेना भी चाहिए. कि हम देते रहेंगे, देते नहीं रहेंगे तो कभी लेंगे नहीं तो क्या होता है, अरे लगता है हम कुछ दे रहे उसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, ऐसा हो जाता है ना. So revealing one's mind in confidence. So what should be accepted and what should not be accepted, that is detail. So revealing one's mind in confidence, तो हम अपनी बात किसी को बताते हैं, but that should be in confidence. Inquiring confidentially, किसी को अगर पूछना है तो confidentially पूछे. Accepting prasad and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love said by one devotee and another. Okay. So in this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami explained how to perform devotional service in association of other devotees. कैसे रहना है, मतलब किस तरह से भक्ति करनी है, उसके बारे में यहाँ पर समझाया गया है. आई थिंक ये बताने की ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं है, सब लोगों ने अनुभव किया ही होगा. मतलब साधारण डीलिंग में भी हमने जब व्यवहार करते हैं तब भी ये चीज करते हैं। बड़े बड़े बिजनेस होते हैं, वहां पर भी जाते हैं तो क्या होता है, कोई कंपनी में आते हैं तो खाना पीना रखते हैं, राइट। फिर प्राइवेटली मीटिंग करते हैं, या सबके साथ भी मीटिंग कर सकते हैं, और कुछ गिफ्ट लेके आते हैं, और हम जाते हैं तो हम भी गिफ्ट लेके जाते हैं। तो सिंपल थिंग है। और ना, गिविंग चैरिटी टू डिवोटीज, accepting from the devotees whatever they may offer in return, opening one's mind to the devotee, inquiring from them about confidential service to the Lord. अभी कौन सी चीज की बात करें, बिजनेस वाले हो गए तो बिजनेस की बात करेंगे, ओके। and if the lovers are there then they talks in that way, you know, if boy and girl are loving and if they want to, how do they exchange, same way। ददाती, कुछ गिफ्ट देते हैं, शुरू होते हैं लाल कलर का गुलाब देकर, ठीक है, और लाल कलर का गुलाब वापस में लेते हैं, बाकी सब आना देना बाकी रहता है, वो अलग है, ठीक है। फिर मन की बात बताते हैं एक दूसरे को, और सामने वाले की भी मन की बात सुनते हैं, ये तो इसी ऐसे तो संबंध शुरू होता है। फिर क्या करते हैं, रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हैं, खाना खाते हैं, खिलाते और खाते भी है, बेसिकली बहुत ही असाधारण है समझने के लिए। सो हम भक्तों को कैसे करना चाहिए, मतलब कौन कौन सी चीजें कैसे किया जाते हैं, भक्ति में रह के क्या चीजें लेना चाहिए, क्या चीजें देना चाहिए, तो डिटेल में प्रभुपाद तात्पर्य में बता रहे हैं। ऑनरिंग प्रसाद और स्पिरिचुअल फूड गिवन बाय द डिवोटीज, feeding the devotees with prasad, okay। So this sixth thing has been recommended by Rupa Goswami while associating with the devotees. So basically, you know, what does it mean, like, you know, inquiry about an experienced devotee explain and inexperienced devotee learn from him. So this is Guyam Akhyati Pruchhyati, एक दूसरे से सीखते हैं। And when a devotee distribute prasad, remnant of food offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in order to maintain our spirit of devotional service, we must accept this prasad as the Lord's grace received to the pure devotee. And this is also, we should also invite pure devotees to our home, offer them prasad and be prepared to please them in all respect. जब भक्त लोग आते हैं, स्पेशली जब शुद्ध भक्त लोग जाते हैं तो उनको प्रसाद खिलाना चाहिए, और जिस प्रकार से उनको विद इन द प्रिंसिपल हम अगर उनको खुश कर सकते तो वो करना चाहिए। तो दैट इज, दिस इज कॉल्ड पुंक्ते भोज्यते चैव, खाना और खिलाना। तो बता रहे हैं जो हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किया, इवन इन ऑर्डिनरी सोशल एक्टिविटीज, the 6 type of dealings between two loving friends are absolutely necessary. So for instance, when one businessman wished to contact another businessman, he arranged a feast in hotel, वही होता है, right? Over the feast openly express what he wished to do. He then inquired from his business friend how he should act, and sometimes presents are exchanged. Present means gifts are exchanged. So thus, whenever there is a dealing of priti or love in intimate dealings, the 6 activities are executed. तो ना पिछले श्लोक में बताया था, क्या बताया था, संग त्यागत सतो वृत्ति। तो in previous verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advised that one should renounce worldly association and keep the company of devotees. तो कैसे डिवोटीज की कंपनी रखनी चाहिए, तो ये श्लोक में बताया गया है। So the International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established to facilitate the 6 kind of loving exchange between devotees. So इसको उनका पर्पज ही वही है। This society was started handedly, but because people are coming forward and dealing with the give and take policy, society is now expanding all over the world. So if you see seven purpose of ISKCON, these are the seven purposes of ISKCON. Everyone should remember this thing. So first is to systematically propagate the spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in technique of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and to achieve the real unity and peace in the world. I think this is the statement of all organization, institute, or maybe company, whatever you say, that they want to provide peace, prosperity. To propagate a Krishna consciousness, consciousness of Krishna as he is revealed in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Very clear, Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. See, this is third one. To bring the members of the society together with each other and near to Krishna, to provide association, and thus to develop the idea within the members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Another is to teach and encourage Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the holy name of the God, and to reveal the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So about disclosing the confidential knowledge about advancing in spiritual life. To erect for a member and the society at large the holy place of transcendental pastime dedicated to personality of Godhead. To erect for a member, this is a temple or Vaikuntha on the earth. To bring the member closer together for the purpose of teaching a simple and moral natural way of life, more natural way of life. And with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purpose, what is required? To publish and distribute periodicals, magazine, books, and other writings. Very, very clear. With the same mood, so Prabhupada is explaining here that the International Society for everyone should remember this, seven purposes of ISKCON. I have said in the chat. So the International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established to facilitate the six kind of loving exchange between the devotees. The society was started single-handedly, but because people are coming forward and dealing with the give and take policy, society now is now expanding all over the world. And we are glad that people are donating very liberally to the development of the society's activity. And people are also eagerly accepting whatever humble contribution we are giving them in the shape of books and magazine dealing strictly with the subject matter of Krishna consciousness. So ऐसा नहीं है कि we are charitable organization, so we just accept donation. No, we should also give in return something in terms of book, magazine, or just in relation to Krishna. We should offer whatever is in relation to our purpose based on this seven thing. Okay. And he says how we are doing that. So how we are doing Dadati Pratighanati is mentioned here. Okay. People are giving us, so we are Pratighanati, we are accepting and we are giving in return. Then he says we sometimes hold Hare Krishna festival and invite life member and friends to participate in the feasting by accepting prasad. बहुत सारे फेस्टिवल रखते हैं, संडे फीस्ट प्रोग्राम है, लाइफ मेंबर प्रोग्राम है. So most of this happen. invite and give them prasad, whatever, feasting by accepting prasad. Although most of our members come from the higher rung of society, they nonetheless come and take whatever little prasad we are able to offer them. Sometimes the members and supporters inquire very confidential about inquire very confidentially about the method of performing devotional service. We try to explain this. कभी कभी आप लोगों ने बहुत बार अनुभव किया होगा, लोग पूछते हैं कैसे करते हैं भक्ति, तो ऐसा होता है. तो दैट इज गुह्यम आख्याति. आख्याति मीन्स टेलिंग एंड पृच्छति, inquiring. In this way, our society is successfully spreading all over the world, and intelligentsia of all countries gradually accepting our Krishna conscious activity. The life of Krishna consciousness society is nourished by the 6 type of loving exchange among the members. ये होना चाहिए. Actually बोलते हैं ना, 3 लोगों के पास या तो खाली हाथ नहीं जाना चाहिए. ठीक है, वह डॉक्टर, वकील और क्या बोलते हैं, भगवान के पास जाए तो कभी खाली हाथ नहीं जाना चाहिए. कुछ ना कुछ तो एक फूल भी तो लेके जाना चाहिए भगवान के लिए. और कभी अपनों को भी मिलने जाते तो कभी खाली हाथ नहीं जाना चाहिए. कुछ ना कुछ मिठाई का एक पेड़ा तो लेके जाना ही चाहिए उनके लिए. ठीक है, तो the life of Krishna conscious society is nourished by these 6 type of loving exchange among the members. Even Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, what he says, patram puspam phalam toyam yo me bhakta prachitmi tadaham parita bhakti pretatma. तो आप मुझे पत्र पुष्प फल तोयम मतलब पानी दे सकते हैं. 9.26 राइट या 25. थोड़ा खूब रिलेट करिएगा भगवत गीता के साथ जो हमने डिस्कस किया था. ओके, पत्रम पुष्पम फलम तोयम यो मे भक्त प्रचित तदहम उपारितम अश्नामी प्रयतात्मन. तदहम भक्ति उपारितम अश्नामी प्रयतात्मन. भगवान ये ले लेते हैं, राइट. सिंपल, खाली हाथ नहीं जाना चाहिए. फूल, तुलसी का पत्ता भी लेके जाओ और कुछ ना कुछ देना चाहिए. ओके, हम हमारी कैपेसिटी के हिसाब से लेके जाना चाहिए, भगवान अपनी कैपेसिटी के हिसाब से देते हैं. Therefore, people must be given the chance to associate with the devotees of ISKCON, because simply by reciprocating in the 6 ways mentioned above, an ordinary man can fully revive his dormant Krishna consciousness. Actually, ये क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है? अगर आप भगवत गीता में ही जाएंगे, दूसरे अध्याय का 62nd और 3rd वर्स, संगत संजयते कामान ध्यायतो विषया पुंसान् संगस्तु विजायते. संगत संजायते कामान कामान क्रोध विचायते. तो यहाँ पर बता रहे हैं ध्यायतो विषया पुंसान् संगस्तु विजायते. संगस्तु विजायते. When while contemplating the object of sense, a person develop attachment for them, and from such a attachment lust develops. तो यहाँ पे कामी पुरुष के संग के बारे में बताया गया है. सिमिलर वे उल्टा आप देखेंगे, इफ संगात संजयते कामान, जैसा हमारा जैसा संग वैसा रंग. तो अगर हमारा संग ही सही हो जाए तो हमारा रंग भी सही हो जाएगा. तो वहाँ कामी व्यक्ति का, in that verse it is mentioned as a sense enjoyer, but here we are talking same verse can be implemented in different way. If we say, like, no, if you have a devotee association, then we develop the ranga as per the sangha. In Bhagavad Gita 2.62 it is stated, sangat sanjayate kaman. One's desire and ambition develop according to the company one keeps. There was one person who said, tell me your friends, I will tell about you. So it is often said that man is known by his company, and if an ordinary man associate with devotees, will certainly develop his dormant Krishna consciousness. Understanding of Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity. सबके अंदर innate means पड़ा ही है, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं है. It is already developed to some extent, but when living entity takes a human body, and it is already developed to some extent when the living entity takes human body. Basically, this Krishna consciousness is already there in dormant state in everyone. मतलब ये लकड़ी है, उसके अंदर आग है. ये आग कैसे जलाना है? So that is the process. लकड़ी के अंदर आग ऑलरेडी है, हाइड्रोकार्बन है, राइट? कार्बन तो है ही उसके अंदर. वो कैसे मैनिपुलेट करके उसके अंदर से आग निकालनी है, वही हमें करना है. सबके अंदर कृष्णा कॉन्शियस तो है ही. तो how we can ignite that Krishna consciousness? That is the art. That is the process. Okay, and that can be ignited. Is it how we can ignite the fire in the wood? By bringing the fire wood in the association of the fire, isn't it? Same way, it's like another example. When iron rod is put in the fire, it will also take the role of fire till the time it is in the association of fire. लकड़े के अंदर भी आग है, लेकिन उसके अंदर इसकी आग बाहर निकालने के लिए हमें क्या करना है? उसको पहले थोड़े समय के लिए, मतलब that some minimum amount of time we have to keep it in contact with fire. Then only the fire will come out from the wood. Similarly, we also have Krishna consciousness in dormant state within us. It has been developed some extent, but it can be brought out if we stay in the association of the devotees. That's why it is said, sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy, sarva shastra kai, lav matra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. The association of the devotee is very, very important. And it is, so here you can read again that it is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, Sadhya Kabu hoy, Sravanadi Suddha Siddha Karaya Uday. Pure love of Krishna is eternally established in the heart of living entity. It is not something to be gained from another source. So that love, what we discuss, Krishna consciousness is already there in the heart of everyone in a dormant state or maybe some extent developed stage. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, Savanadi Siddha Chitte Karaya Uday, the living entity naturally awakens. Krishna consciousness in the living entity will be naturally awakens. Since Krishna consciousness is inherent in every living entity, everyone should be given a chance to hear about Krishna. And simply by hearing and chanting, Sravanam Kirtanam, one's heart is directly purified. Okay. And one's original Krishna consciousness is immediately awakened. So Krishna consciousness is not artificially imposed upon the heart. It is already there. No, दूसरा उदाहरण है, बहुत बार प्रभुपाद देते हैं कि एक बच्चा है, छोटा बच्चा है, जितने माता पिता है उनको सबको पता होगा, बच्चा शुरू में चल नहीं पाता है, बट उसके अंदर चलने की कैपेसिटी है. जो चलने की कैपेसिटी है उसको बाहर निकालने के लिए पहले जो चलने वाला व्यक्ति है उसका सहारा देना पड़ता है. उसको बोलने की भी क्षमता है, लेकिन उनको बोलने वाले के संग में लाना पड़ता है पहले. जब बच्चा धीरे धीरे चलने की कैपेसिटी में आ जाता है तो अपने आप चलने लगता है. उसी प्रकार से भक्ति भी हमारे अंदर ऑलरेडी है, लेकिन उसको क्या करना है? श्रवण आदि चित्त करे उदय. So when one chants the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the heart is cleansed of all mundane contamination. The first stanza of Sixth Ashtakam, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Cheto darpana marjanam bhamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadu Jivanam. आनंदम बुद्धिवर्धनम प्रतिपदम पूर्णामृतास्वादनम सर्वात्मा स्नापणम परम विजयते श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तनम। तो देखिए अभी प्रभुपाद ने यहाँ पे भक्तों का संग से शुरू किया है और उसको एंड करेंगे ददाति प्रतिगृह्णानि। देखिएगा आगे बोलते ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तन which cleans the heart of all dust accumulated for years, extinguish the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of benediction moon, which is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So, not only is chanter of Mahamantra purified, but the heart of anyone who happens to hear transcendental vibration of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's also clear. मतलब सिर्फ जप करने वाला नहीं, जो सुनता है उसका भी प्यूरिफिकेशन हो जाता है। इसीलिए हरिनाम संकीर्तन इसलिए बोला गया है कि पेड़ पौधे जो नाम बोल नहीं सकते वो भी जब सुनते हैं तो उनका उद्धार होता है। चींटी है, पशु है, उनका भी उद्धार हो जाता है सुनने से। अज्ञानता में सुनो या ज्ञान से सुनो, बट उसका असर होता ही होता है। So even the soul embodied in lower animals, insect, tree, and other species of life also become purified and prepare to become fully Krishna consciousness simply by hearing the transcendental vibration. सिर्फ सुनने से ही fully Krishna consciousness हो सकते हैं। तो पर so this was explained by Thakur Haridas when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired from him how living entities lower than human being can be delivered from material bondage. So this comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So जो जीवात्मा है, जो मनुष्य से निम्न स्तर के जीवात्मा है, उनका उद्धार कैसे होगा? जब हरिदास ठाकुर को चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने पूछा, हरिदास ठाकुर ने चैतन्य महाप्रभु पूछा, तो हरिदास ठाकुर ने जवाब दिया कि हरिदास ठाकुर said that chanting of the holy name is so powerful that even one chants in the remote part of the jungle, the tree and animal will advance in Krishna consciousness simply by hearing the vibration. Simply by hearing the vibration. This was actually proved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself when he passed the forest of Jharikhanda. There is a place called Kurju in surrounded by mountain and river. Wonderful place. So where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the tiger and all animals dance while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Sometime we'll go there, Jharikhanda. It's a remote place, forest area. So at that time, the tiger, snakes, deer, and all other animals abandoned their natural animosity and began chanting and dancing in Sankirtan. Of course, we cannot imitate the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but we should follow in his footsteps. We are not powerful enough to enchant the lower animals such as tiger, snakes, cat, dogs, and entice them to dance. तो मतलब अभी शेर आए तो पकड़ के जप मत कर लेना, फिर उनको फिर खा जाए तो बोलिएगा मत। But by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can actually convert many people throughout the world to Krishna consciousness. ठीक है, पेड़ पौधे पशुओं को ना कर पाए, हम इंसानों के लिए हरिनाम संकीर्तन कर ही सकते हैं। तो इसीलिए मुझे याद है जब हम ना बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम करते थे जैसे फार्म के लिए, और ये तो जितने फ्लायर छपवाते थे, एक फ्लायर में ऊपर एक बार हरे कृष्ण मंत्र इंग्लिश में, नीचे एक बार हरे कृष्ण मंत्र हिंदी में। छपवाना ही छपवाना है, जितना हरे कृष्ण मंत्र छपो इतना लोग पढ़ेंगे। और फिर न्यूज़पेपर में फ्लायर भिजवा देते थे हम हर एक के घर में। तो contributing or distributing the holy name of the Lord is sublime example of contributing or giving charity. तो बोलते हरि नाम देना सबसे बड़ी चैरिटी है. हरे कृष्ण द ग्रेटेस्ट वेलफेयर एक्टिविटी, वो हमने चर्चा की थी उसके बारे में. तो भगवान का नाम देना ग्रेटेस्ट गिफ्ट है. So that's why devotees can give the greatest gift to people by giving the holy name of the Lord. By the same token, one must also follow the pratigrihnati principle and be willing and ready to receive the transcendental gift. One should inquire about Krishna conscious movement and open his mind in order to understand the situation of this material world. Thus, Guhyam Akhyati Pruchyati principle can be solved. Okay. So ये तो हमने चर्चा की. The member of International Society for Krishna Consciousness invite the society's member and supporters to dine with them when they hold love feast in all their branches every Sunday. मंदिर में होता ही है. That is the purpose. And many interested people come to honor prasad, and whenever possible, they invite members of the society to their home and feed them sumptuously with the prasad. तो घर पे भी बुलाना चाहिए और घर वालों को मंदिर में भी बुलाना चाहिए. और कहीं पे भी आएगा तो भगवान का नाम हरि कथा होगी, भगवान का प्रसाद खाया जाएगा, भगवान का कीर्तन होया जाएगा. That's the way. So in this way, both the members of the society and general public are benefited. People should give up the company of so-called yogi, ज्ञानी, कर्मी and philanthropists. योगी, ज्ञानी, कर्मी का संग त्याग करने के लिए बोला है. And philanthropists, even philanthropists जो सिर्फ हॉस्पिटल खोलते हैं, खाना खिलाते हैं, भक्ति नहीं देते हैं, उनका भी त्याग करना चाहिए. Because their association can benefit no one. If one really wants to attain the goal of human life, he should associate with the devotee of Krishna conscious movement, because it is the only movement that teaches one how to develop love of Godhead. यही एक मूवमेंट है. सब लोग खाना भी खिला के चले जाएंगे, लेकिन अपने पिता के साथ जुड़ेंगे नहीं. कोई मतलब नहीं है, ऐसे उनकी हालत बने रहेंगे. So religion is the special function of human society. What is the greatest religion? Anyone remember the verse?
ये तो भक्ति अध्यक्ष जी.
सवे पुंस परो धर्म ये तो भक्ति अध्यक्ष जी. कहे तो क्या ही अप्रत्यता आत्मा सुप्रसिद्ध थी. ये तो भक्ति अध्यक्ष जी. It is the सवे पुंस परो धर्म. ये तो भक्ति अध्यक्ष जी. So religion is the special function of human society, and it constitutes the distinction between human society and animal society. What is the difference between human being and animal? Ahar nidra bhay methanam cha samanam hi tesam pasubhin narana dharmo hi tesam adhiko vishesho dharme hina pasubhin narana. So ahar nidra bhay and methun are common to both human being and animal. But what makes the human being different from animal is dharma. And what is that dharma? ये तो भक्ति रतोक्ष जी. Loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Adokshaja. So that's why animal society has no church, no mosque, no religious system. All part of the world, however, downtrodden human society may be, there is some system of religion. अभी वो धर्म शास्त्रों के हिसाब से है या फिर बनाया हुआ है. अपने बनाए हुए बाबा की पूजा करते हैं, बट कुछ ना कुछ तो मानते हैं. Even tribal aborigine in the jungle also have a system of religion. When a religion system develops and turns into love of God, it is successful. As stated in first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we already discussed this. Supreme occupation for all humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotees unto the transcendent Lord. In such a devotional service must be unmotivated, uninterrupted, in order to completely satisfy the self. See, the member of human society actually want to peace of mind, tranquility, and friendly relation between man and nation, they must follow the Krishna consciousness system of religion, by which they can develop that dormant love for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. बहुत ही simple है. When we understand that Anyway, we have discussed many times in Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Bhoktaram yagatam sarvaloke maheswaram surgam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam santi richate. So we have discussed that many times about that. If you understand our relationship with Krishna, then if we act that way, then we automatically achieve peace, prosperity, and harmony. That's also mentioned in Isopnishad, Isavasam principle, first verse of Isopnishad. If you could remember. Anyway, we are not going there now. So as soon as people do so, their mind will immediately be filled with peace and tranquility. So जब कृष्ण भक्ति उदय हो जाएगी तो क्या होगा? Will everything we see in the perspective of Krishna and in the relationship with him. We see all the living entities, they are part and parcel of Krishna. So we naturally lose the animosity towards them, towards the God. Then definitely there will be peace, prosperity, and harmony. So, Bhakti Siddhanta Sarit Thakur, Prabhupada writes from Anuvritti commentary of Bhakti Siddhanta Sarit Thakur. So, in this regard, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Sarit Thakur wants all the devotee engaged in broadcasting the Krishna conscious movement, not to speak to the impersonalist Mayavadi. Mayavadi के साथ associate मत करो. Don't talk to them. Okay? Who are always determined to oppose such a theistic movement. Mayavadis are covered atheists. मायावादी लोग बोलते हैं हम भगवान में मानते हैं बट अपने आप को ही भगवान मानते हैं. So they are covered atheist. Buddhist are directly atheist. Mayavadi are covered atheist. Or you can say it's a covered Buddhism. They believe in the God, but they themselves called they are a God. So indirectly they don't accept the separate existence of the God. That means they are what? They are atheist. The world is full of Mayavadi and atheists. And the political parties of the world take advantage of Mayavad and other atheistic philosophy to promote materialism. So these communists, we are also communist. Krishna consciousness is Krishna communist. Krishna communism. But other communists, they just talk about nation without keeping Krishna in the center. Capitalists just consider him as a bhokta. Communists consider themselves as a country as a bhokta. Everything. So both have some center, but that center is not correct. That is not as per the Shastra. And generally most of the political party, they take the advantage of Mayavad, covered atheism. Sometimes they even back a strong party to oppose Krishna conscious movement. The Mayavadi and other atheists do not want Krishna conscious movement to develop because it educates people in God consciousness. जब पता लगा जाएगा तो उनका business ही बंद हो जाएगा. And we have to serve God, not that some businessman or greatest famous personality, but then their business will go away. There will be no value of them. उसका कोई मतलब नहीं रहेगा. Such is the policy of atheists. So there is no benefit in feeding a snake milk and banana because snake will never be satisfied. मतलब मायावादी को उनके साथ खाना पीना आदान प्रदान करना is like feeding the milk to the snake. अभी स्नैक को दूध पिलाओगे तो क्या होगा, उसका जहर ही बढ़ेगा ना, तो हमें ही नुकसान करेगा. तो सच है, इन लोगों से एसोसिएट मत करो. On the contrary, by taking milk and banana, the snake simply become more poisonous. Kevalam visavardhanam. If a snake is given milk to drink, its simply increase. For a similar reason, we should not disclose our mind to the serpent Mayavadis and Karmi. जो समझते नहीं उनको डिस्क्लोज ही मत करिए, नहीं तो और उल्टा बोल के हमारा दिमाग भ्रमित कर देंगे. They speak so nice. but little bit deviation create a great havoc in the heart of people. Such a disclosure will never help. It is best to avoid association with them completely and never ask them about anything confidential because they cannot give good advice. Nor should we extend invitation to Mayavadi and atheists, nor accept their invitation. For by such an intimate intermingling, we may become affected by their एथिस्टिक मेंटालिटी. संगत संजयते कामा, हम उनके जैसे ही हो सकते हैं. होप ये समझ में आ गया होगा. It is the negative injection of this verse that we should refrain from giving anything or to or accepting anything from Mayavadi and atheist. और वो देना चाहते तो उनको बोलने का, दे दो भगवान को डायरेक्टली, हमें हाथ में मत दो. Once upon a time, one person came, ISKCON Juhu only, and Srila Prabhupada was present. So he came with so much money. He was giving money directly in the hand of Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada understood that that is a black money, so Prabhupada didn't accept it. So he was insisting a lot to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I don't want to accept. Even if you want to give, you can put it in hundi. But he didn't accept it in the hand. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also want this Visaira Anna Khaila Dushta Hoya Mana. So by eating food prepared by worldly people, one's mind becomes weak. Unless one is very advanced, he is unable to utilize everyone's contribution to further the Krishna conscious movement. Therefore, on principle, one should not accept charity from Mayavadi. जब तक हम इतने qualified नहीं, we should not accept. Better take them to give with those who are advanced. Better take them to give to those who are advanced. So indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has forbidden devotee to associate with even with ordinary men who are too addicted to material sense gratification. मैंने बहुत बार बोला है, जो संकामी होता है, अगर खुद someone is directly associating with sense gratification. So compared to more dangerous is associating with the person who is advertising the sense gratification. विषय संगी का संग करना बहुत खतरनाक है. विषयी संग से विषयी संगी का संग करना बहुत खतरनाक है. So that's what we discussed many times. Suparnkha, modern Suparnkha, right? The conclusion is that we should always keep company with devotee, observe the regulative devotional principle, follow footstep of the Acharya in full obedience, carry out the order of the spiritual master. In this way, we shall be able to develop our devotional service and dormant Krishna consciousness. Devotee who is neither a neophyte nor Mahabhagavat, but is within the middle status of devotional service, is expected to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead, make friend with the devotee, show favor to ignorant, and reject the jealous and demonic. उसके बारे में हम अगले श्लोक में चर्चा करेंगे. So in this verse, there is a brief mention of the process of making loving transaction with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and making a friend with the devotees. भगवान और भगवान के भक्तों के साथ कैसे संग आदान प्रदान करना है, उसके बारे में इधर बताया. So according to Dadati principle, an advanced devotee is supposed to spend at least 50% of his income on the service of the Lord and his devotee. Anyway, लिखा है तो मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ. I'm not telling all of you to do that. So Srila Rup Goswami has set such an example in his life. When he decided to retire, he distributed 50% of his life earning to Krishna's service, 25% to his relative. He kept it for Sanatana Goswami because he wanted to release him from the jail, and kept 25% for his personal emergency. This example should be followed by all devotees. Whatever one's income, 50% should be spent on behalf of. Anyway, I don't want to discuss this, but that's what is written. Okay. So hope this verse is very clear. Dadati pratigrihnati. So whom should we do dadati pratigrihnati? Should we not do dadati pratigrihnati? Guhyamakhati pruchyati. Humte bhojyate cheva sudidam priti lakshana. So whom? Devotees and businessmen. Where? ISKCON. So different programs are their life member. A devotee gives something, we give them books and all. So now you will be able to understand this chart. How? Principle of association. Sangat sanjayate kama. So dadati pratigrihnati. Why? Success, peace, tranquility, and friendship. And the next verse is in the same Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Anuvritti commentary. Do not associate with Mayavadi and atheist. How? By गुह्यम आख्याति पृच्छति ददाति प्रतिगृणाति पुंक्ते पूजति. 6 चीजों से मायावादी के साथ कभी एसोसिएशन मत डोंट बी एसोसिएट विद मायावादी. Why? Poisonous association, snack, milk and banana. So any information can be used to promote materialism and oppose Krishna consciousness. We should not accept charity from Mayavadi and atheist. Okay. So that way we end verse number 4. Now in the verse number 5, how to associate with the devotees. Okay. Means how to associate with within different grades of devotee, that is mentioned. How to associate with devotee, that is mentioned, but how to associate with different levels of devotee. With devotee संघ में कुछ हमारे friends equal के होंगे. There are some advanced, some are new coming. How to associate with them? So that is mentioned here. And उसमें भी कुछ कनिष्ठ अधिकारी होंगे, न्यूफाइट होंगे, कुछ लोग मध्यम अधिकारी होंगे, कुछ लोग उत्तम होंगे. तो उनके साथ कैसे व्यवहार करना है, तो उसके बारे में अगले श्लोक में बताया गया है. तो अगला श्लोक शुरू करते हैं. तो यहाँ पर बता रहे हैं कृष्णेति यस्य गिरितं मनसा द्रियेत दीक्षास्ति चेत प्रणति भजति ईशम शुश्रूष्य भजन विज्ञानम अनन्यम अन्य निंदा शून्यादि संग लब्ध्वा. तो बता रहे हैं one should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisance to the devotees who has undergone spiritual initiation and is engaged in the worshipping the deity, and one should in the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve the pure devotee who's advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of propensity to criticize other. इसके बारे में बताया गया है यहाँ पर. कंटिन्यू करो और कल शुरू करो, बताइए. हो सकता है 40 मिनट लेगा, कर ही लेते हैं. तो अभी हमने ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम आख्याति पृच्छति भुंक्ते भोज्यते चैव. So that was mentioned in previous verse. So in order to intelligently apply 6-fold loving reciprocation mentioned in the previous verse, one must select proper person with carefully discrimination. किसके साथ वो करना है वो भी हमने बताया. भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर ये भी बताया किसके साथ करना है, किसके साथ नहीं करना है. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore advised that we should meet with a Vaishnava in appropriate way. आपने कभी कभी कृष्णा बुक पढ़ा होगा तो हमेशा देखा होगा, जैसे कुरुक्षेत्र में मिलते हैं और राजसूय यज्ञ होता है, कृष्ण भगवान जाते हैं तो युधिष्ठिर महाराज को प्रणाम करते हैं भीम और अर्जुन को गले लगा, ये भीम को भी कभी कभी प्रणाम करते हैं, पैर छूते हैं उनके, अर्जुन को गले लगाते हैं, और नकुल और सहदेव को उनके पैर छूते, बाद में उनको भी गले लगाते हैं। कुंती महारानी के हमेशा कृष्ण भगवान पैर छूते हैं। ठीक है, तो किस प्रकार से आदान प्रदान करना चाहिए किसके साथ, तो कृष्ण भगवान ने स्वयं उदाहरण पूर्वक प्रस्तुत किया। So that's why यहाँ पे मेंशन किया है, शिला रूप गोस्वामी therefore advise that we should meet the Vaishnava in an appropriate way according to that particular status, as per their advancement or maybe a different level, age wise भी होता है वो अलग है, but specifically we are talking here in terms of spiritual advancement. So in this verse it tells us how to deal with three type of devotee. कनिष्ठ अधिकारी, मध्यम अधिकारी, उत्तम अधिकारी. So who is Kanishta Adhikari? Kanishta Adhikari is a neophyte who has received Harinam initiation from spiritual master and is trying to chant the holy name of Krishna. So उनकी दीक्षा हो गई है, जप करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. And one should respect such a person within his mind as a Kanishta Vaishnava. We should respect them. A Madhyam Adhikari has received a spiritual initiation from the spiritual master and has been fully engaged by him in the loving transcendental living service of the transcendental living service of the Lord. और मध्यम अधिकारी कौन है? जिसकी दीक्षा हो गई है और गुरु के आदेश पर भगवान की सेवा में लगा हुआ है. मध्यम अधिकारी should be considered to be situated midway in the devotional service. So it's not Uttama, it's not Kanishta, it's middle. So Uttama Adhikari or highest devotee is one who is very advanced in devotional service. So who is that? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Gavini Hastini Sunicheva Sapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. One who is Vidya Vinaya Sampanna. क्या करते हैं? ब्राह्मण, गाय, हस्ती, हाथी, कुत्ता, कुत्ते के खाने वाला, सबको एक ही दृष्टिकोण से देखते हैं, सब में आत्मा देखते हैं, तो सबके हृदय में बैठे हुए परमात्मा को देखते हैं. उत्तम अधिकारी. So he is very advanced in devotional service. The Uttam Adhikari is not interested in blaspheming others. His heart is completely clean. And he has attained the realized state of unload Krishna consciousness. कभी किसी की निंदा नहीं करेंगे. सबसे निम्न कक्ष स्तर के अपने आप को मानेंगे. सबसे निम्न स्तर के मानेंगे वो. मध्यम अधिकारी ये डिस्टिंग्विश करते हैं किसके साथ संग करना है, किसके साथ नहीं करना है, कौन मेरे लिए मतलब मेरी भक्ति के लिए फायदा रुपए को नुकसान कर सकता है. Anyway, those who are preacher, they have to be at the level of मध्यम अधिकारी. उत्तम अधिकारी होकर प्रचार भी नहीं कर सकते डायरेक्ट किसी को बोल. So that doesn't mean that I'm saying Prabhupada is मध्यम अधिकारी. He's उत्तम अधिकारी, but because of being compassionate, he brought himself down to the level of मध्यम अधिकारी to preach others. जैसे बच्चा होता है, उसको क ख ग सिखाना है, ए फॉर अनिरुद्ध, बी फॉर बलराम, सी फॉर चैतन्य सिखाना है. और हम तो ABCD हमें तो आती है, पूरे सेंटेंस ऐसे भी लिख देंगे, लेकिन बच्चे के स्तर पे आना मतलब हम उसको एक बार ए उनके उंगली पकड़ के ए लिखवाएंगे, उसके साथ 10 बार हम भी लिखेंगे, तो हम बच्चे के लेवल पे आ गए. उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम बच्चे बन गए, टीचर बच्चे बन गए, उसका मतलब ये नहीं है. So sometime out of mercy, Uttam Adhikari comes down to the level of Madhyam Adhikari to spread the message of Krishna consciousness. So उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि प्रभुपाद बहुत सारे लोगों को he was criticizing if they are not practicing Krishna consciousness. Doesn't mean that he was not Uttam Adhikari. So we should be very careful. So that is offense, and that will come even in the next verse. According to Srila Rupa Goswami, the association and service of such a Mahabhagavad और perfect वैष्णव are most desirable. ऐसे शुद्ध भक्तों की सेवा करनी चाहिए और बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है. अभी श्रीमद् भागवतम से बता रहे हु इज कनिष्ठ, हु इज उत्तम मध्यम एंड हु इज उत्तम अधिकारी. So one should remain a kanishta adhikari. Sorry, one should not remain a kanishta adhikari. One who is situated on the lowest platform of devotional service and is interested only in worshipping the deity in the temple. Such a devotee is described in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Means this kind of people, they chant holy name, they perform devotional service, but they don't respect other devotees. बस उनके लिए वो भगवान का नाम और भगवान ही है. So it's better than nothing, doing nothing, but they don't respect the devotees, don't value the devotee association. So that's why it says आचार्यम एव हरये पूजम यह श्रद्धये हते न तद्भक्तेषु चन्येषु स भक्त प्रकृति स्मृता. A person who is faithfully engaged in the worship of the deity in the temple, but who does not know how to behave towards devotee or people in general is called प्राकृति भक्त और कनिष्ठ अधिकारी. उनको पता नहीं लगता भक्तों के साथ कैसे व्यवहार करना है. हाँ, कृष्ण को रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, हरि नाम भी करते हैं, but they don't, may not be behaving respectfully or they don't know how to behave with the devotee. Those are known as kanishta adhikari, prakrita bhakta. So one therefore has to raise himself from the position of kanishta adhikari to platform madhyam adhikari. So madhyam adhikari कौन है? तो वही श्रीमद् भागवतम में बताया गया है. ईश्वरे तद अधिग्नेषु बलिसेषु दिष्टसु च प्रेम मैत्री रूपोपेक्ष यह करोति स मध्यमः. मध्यम अधिकारी is a devotee who worship the supreme personality of Godhead as the highest object of love. He makes the friend with the Lord's devotee, is merciful to the ignorant and avoid those who are envious by nature. क्या करते हैं वो? Indirectly Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained in the Anuvritti commentary of verse number 4, whom should we not associate? Whom should we associate with? He already explained in the previous verse. So Madhyamadhikari is devotee who worship the supreme personality of Godhead as the highest object of love, makes a friend with Lord's devotee, is merciful to the ignorant, जिनको पता नहीं है उनके प्रति कृपा भाव रखते हैं, avoid those who are envious by nature, जो ईर्ष्यालु है उनको अवॉइड करते हैं. This is the way to cultivate devotional service properly. Therefore, in this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami has advised us how to treat various devotees. We can see from practical experience that there are different type of Vaishnava. Prakruta Sahajya generally, different kind of Vaishnava. Prakruta Sahajya generally chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but they are attached to human money intoxication. So basically they have an enjoying tendency. Although such a person may chant the holy name of the Lord, they are not yet properly purified. Such a people should be respected within one's mind, but their associations should be avoided. So you offer them respect, but don't associate with them. Don't associate with them means don't do dadati pratigrunati guhyam akhyati pushyati bhungte bhojyate. ये सब मत करो. प्रसाद दे सकते हैं, लो मत, ये भी है अलग. Those who are innocent but simply carried away by bad association should be shown favor if they are eager to receive proper instruction from pure devotee. कुछ लोग innocent होते हैं, उनको पता नहीं लगता क्या अच्छा है क्या बुरा है, तो कभी कभी गलत रास्ते पे चले जाते हैं. उनके प्रति कृपा भाव रखना चाहिए. But those neophyte devotees who are actually initiated by bona fide spiritual master and are seriously engaged in carrying out the order of the spiritual master should be offered respectful obeisance. उनको प्रणाम करना चाहिए. जो भी इसलिए हम कभी मंदिर में आते हैं या एक मंदिर से दूसरे मंदिर में भक्तों के पास जाते हैं तो हम प्रणाम करते हैं लोगों को। प्रणाम करना चाहिए, उन्होंने भगवान की भक्ति में लगे हुए हैं। So in this Krishna conscious movement, a chance is given to everyone without discrimination of caste, creed, or color. Everyone is invited to join this movement, sit with us, take prasad, hear about Krishna. And when we see that someone is actually interested in Krishna consciousness and wants to be initiated, we accept him as a disciple for the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. इच्छा होनी चाहिए, he should be serious. And when neophyte devotee is actually initiated and engaged in devotional service by the order of the spiritual master, he should immediately accepted as bona fide Vaishnava. अगर उनको नाम दीक्षा हो गई और भगवान गुरु की आज्ञा का पालन के हिसाब से सेवा में लगा हुआ है तो उसको वैष्णव मानना चाहिए। And obeisance should be offered unto him. Out of many such a Vaishnava, one may be found to be very seriously engaged in the service of the Lord and strictly following the regulative principle, chanting the prescribed number of rounds on japa bead, always thinking how to expand the Krishna conscious movement. Such a Vaishnava should be accepted as Uttam Adhikari, a highly advanced devotee, and his association should always be sought. So we can see about Srila Prabhupada and so many sannyasi disciples of Srila Prabhupada and even Jesta disciple. They're always thinking how to spread the movement. The women disciple of Prabhupada also, they are very, enthusiastic spreading the Krishna conscious movement. They are always absorbed, total absorption in Krishna and serving him. It is the art, right? Total absorption in the Krishna. That's what we discuss in introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Absorption, Krishna absorption. Absorption. And this is also secret of Bhagavad Gita, total absorption in the thought of Sri Krishna. Okay, so Uttam Adhikari always think about Krishna, how to spread the message of Krishna. He's always keep planning all those things and always be engaged in the service of Krishna. The process by which a devotee become attached to Krishna is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. दीक्षा काले भक्त करे आत्मसमर्पण, सही काले कृष्ण तारे करे आत्मसम. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrendered to the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as he himself. Okay. Diksha or spiritual initiation is explained in Bhakti Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami. Divyam jnanam yato dadyat uriyat papasya sankshayam tasmad diksesti sa prokta देसी का के सतत्व कोविद. कोविड की बात की है. कोविड. By Diksha, one gradually become disinterested in material enjoyment and gradually become interested in spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada says that we have seen practical example of this. Is giving the example. Especially in Europe and America, many students who come to us from rich and respectable family quickly lose all interest in material enjoyment and become very eager to enter into the spiritual life. बहुत सारे लोग प्रभुपाद के समय पे, although they become from very wealthy family, many of them accept living conditions that are not very comfortable. Indeed, for Krishna's sake, they are prepared to accept any living condition as long as they can live in the temple and associate with the Vaishnava. एक बार गिरिराज महाराज के माता पिता प्रभुपाद के पास आए थे, अरे हमारे पास इतने सारे धन संपत्ति है, मिलियनर के मल्टी मिलियनर, फिर भी गिरिराज महाराज प्रभुपाद के पास आ गए थे। एक बार गिरिराज महाराज के पिता आए और प्रभुपाद के पास आके ब्लैंक चेक दिया, गिव मी माय सन। प्रभुपाद को बोला मेरा सन दे दो, बोला हाँ ठीक है ले लो, बोला आई विल गिव यू ब्लैंक चेक। उन्होंने ब्लैंक चेक दिया और गिरिराज महाराज प्रभुपाद के कान में आके बोलते हैं, प्रभुपाद आप मुझे भी ले लो और वो चेक को भी ले लो। Okay, so when one becomes so disinterested in material enjoyment, he becomes fit for initiation by spiritual master. Sorry, when one becomes so disinterested in material enjoyment, he becomes fit for initiation by spiritual master. For the advancement of spiritual life, Srimad Bhagavatam prescribed tapsa brahmacharyena samena cha damena cha. When a person is serious about accepting Diksha, he must prepare to practice austerity, celibacy, control the mind and body. If one is so prepared and is serious of receiving spiritual enlightenment, is fit for being initiated. So Divya Jnana is basically Tad Vijnanam, knowledge about Supreme. Tad Vijnartham, Vijnanartham, Saguru Mivabhigachet. भगवान का ज्ञान प्राप्त करने के लिए गुरु के पास जाना चाहिए. And one is interested in transcendental subject matter of absolute truth, he should be initiated. Such a person should be approach a spiritual master in order to take Diksha. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.21 also prescribed Tasmat Gurum Prapadyate Jigyasu Sreyottamaha. So when one is actually interested in transcendental science of absolute truth, he should approach spiritual master. जैसे मटेरियल ज्ञान प्राप्त करने के लिए भी हम कोई ना कोई गुरु, उसके बारे में हमने चर्चा की थी त्रिसंकल्पा कैंप में, स्पिरिचुअल नेसेसिटी ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर, वहां पे सब हमने चर्चा कर ही ली थी. So one should not accept spiritual master without following his instruction. We should not accept the spiritual master just for show water. So nor should one accept spiritual master just to make a fashionable show of spiritual life. One must be jigyasu. Tasmat gurum prapadyate jigyasu sreyottama. Very much inquisitive to learn from the bona fide spiritual master. The inquiries one makes should strictly pertaining to the transcendental science. Jigyasu sreyottama. Okay. The word uttama refer to that which above material knowledge. Tama means darkness of this material world. Uttama means beyond, means transcendent. Generally, Uttama means one which is not in the darkness. Generally, people are very interested in inquiring about mundane subject matter, but when one has lost such interest, is simply interested in subject matter, is quite fit for being initiated. When one is actually initiated by bona fide spiritual master, and when he is seriously engaged in service of the Lord, he should be accepted as a Madhyamadikari. Okay. So who should be accepted as Madhyamadikari and all that is mentioned here. Chanting of the holy name of Krishna is so sublime that if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offenselessly, carefully avoiding 10 offenses, he can certainly be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no difference between holy name of the Lord and Lord himself. The condition is he should chant without offense. One who has reached such an understanding should be very much respected by neophyte devotee. One should know for certain that without chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly, one cannot be proper candidate for advancement in Krishna consciousness. So it is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Yahara Komala Shraddha Se Kanishta Jana Krame Krame Tena Bhakta Paibe Uttama. तो ये फेथ के हिसाब से कनिष्ठ अधिकारी कौन है उसके बारे में बताया है, सेवा के हिसाब से उत्तम अधिकारी कौन है उसके बारे में बताया था, बिहेवियर के हिसाब से उत्तम अधिकारी कौन है वो भी बताया है, राइट। और दीक्षा के हिसाब से कौन उत्तम अधिकारी है वो भी बताया है, अलग अलग प्रकार से बताया। तो यहाँ पे फेथ के हिसाब से बताया है। सो वन हुज फेथ इज सॉफ्ट एंड प्लेएबल इज कॉल्ड नियोफाइट। बहुत फेथ कम होता है, हमने भगवद गीता में भी उसकी चर्चा की थी, आपको याद होगा तो। कहाँ पर किसी को याद है? चौथे अध्याय के 38 या 39 वर्ष में डिस्कस अश्रद्धा धना पुरुषा वाले श्लोक में हमने चर्चा की थी उसकी। यहाँ पर so one those whose faith is soft and pliable is called neophyte, but by gradually following the process he will rise to the platform first class devotee। ठीक है, फर्स्ट स्टेप पे है, जर्नी शुरू तो कर दी है, कभी ना कभी उत्तम हो ही जाएंगे, बट वी हैव टू फॉलो द प्रोसेस, वही दिशा में आगे बढ़ते रहना है। जो सूचनाएं दी गई है, आदेश दिया गया है, उसको पालन करते करते आगे बढ़ते रहना है। Everyone begin his devotional life from the neophyte stage, but if one properly finish chanting the prescribed number of round of Harinam, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, उत्तम अधिकारी। जब अच्छे से करना है वो होने लगेगा तो उत्तम अधिकारी स्टेज पे आ ही जाएंगे। The Krishna conscious movement prescribed 16 rounds daily because people in Western country cannot concentrate for long period while chanting on the beats. Therefore, minimum number of round is prescribed. 16 minimum तो करना है, ज्यादा करोगे तो अच्छा है। However, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur used to say that unless one chants at least 64 rounds of japa, 100,000 names, is considered fallen. According to his calculation, practically every one of us is fallen. But because we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all seriousness and without duplicity, we can expect the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is famous as Patita Pavana. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे, तुम बिना के दयालु जगत संसारे। नेक्स्ट लाइन है पतित पावन हेतु तव अवतार। तो वो भजन है बहुत ही अच्छा इनके बारे में। So when Srila Satyaraj Khan, a great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, asked the Lord how a Vaishnava could be recognized, the Lord replied, प्रभु कहे यंद्र मुखे सुनिए कबार, कृष्ण नाम से पूज्य श्रेष्ठ सभाकार। अभी दूसरे लेवल का एक टॉपिक आया, that devotee, a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Lord how a Vaishnava could be recognized. The Lord replied, if one hear a person even once word Krishna, if one hear person say even once word Krishna, that person should be accepted as the best man out of the common group. एक बार कृष्ण गलती से भी बोल दिया, इज द बेस्ट मैन आउट ऑफ कॉमन ग्रुप। और आगे चैतन्य महाप्रभु बताते हैं, अतएव यांद्र मुखे एक कृष्ण नाम सहित वैष्णव अवैष्णव करही तानाहार समान। So one who is interested in chanting the holy name of Krishna, or who by practice like to chant Krishna's name, should be accepted as a Vaishnava and offered respect as such, at least within one's mind. One who is interested in chanting the holy name of Krishna, or who by practice like to chant Krishna's name, should be accepted as Vaishnava and offer respect as such, at least within one's mind. सबके मन, at least जो जिसको जप करना अच्छा लगता है और वो जप और अच्छा लगता है, उसको वैष्णव मानना चाहिए, और उसको मन में, उसको हमें हमारे मन में प्रणाम करना, मान देना चाहिए। One of our friend, a famous English musician, has become attracted to chanting the holy name of Krishna. तो जॉर्ज हैरिसन की बात करें यहाँ पर। And even in his record, he has several times mentioned the holy name of Krishna. So at his home, he offers respect to the picture of Krishna and also to preacher of Krishna consciousness. In all regard, he has a very high estimation for Krishna's name and Krishna's activity. Therefore, we offer respect to him without reservation. For we are actually seeing that this gentleman is advancing gradually in Krishna consciousness. Such a person should always be shown respect. The conclusion is that anyone who is trying to advance in Krishna consciousness by regularly chanting the holy name should always be respected by Vaishnavas. On the other hand, we have witnessed that some of our contemporaries who are supposed to be great preachers have gradually fallen into material conception life because they have failed to chant the holy name of the Lord. अगर भगवान का नाम नहीं जप करेंगे तो हमारा पतन हो जाएगा। So highest regulative principle is chanting the holy name of the Lord. कुछ भी हो जाए, जप नहीं छोड़ना है। So while giving instruction to Sanatana Goswami, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu divided devotional service into three categories. शास्त्र युक्ति ना ही जाने, दृढ़ श्रद्धावान, मध्यम अधिकारी से महाभाग्यवान। तो उसका फेथ, कनिष्ठ अधिकारी का फेथ, यहार कोमल श्रद्धा, इनका कोमल श्रद्धा है। अभी यहाँ पे बताए महाभगवत की बात करें, मध्यम अधिकारी की बात करें। A person whose conclusive knowledge of Shastra is not very strong, but who has developed firm faith in the chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and who is always undeterred in the execution of his prescribed devotional service, should be considered मध्यम अधिकारी। उनको conclusion अभी तक पूरा समझ में नहीं आया है सर, बट उनका जप में बहुत रुचि है, बहुत श्रद्धा है, और उनका दृढ़ निश्चय, अनडिटर्ड इन, वो हमेशा सेवा हमेशा करेगा। उनको शास्त्रों का कंक्लूजन पता ना हो, लेकिन सेवा में लगा हुआ है, फिर भी ऐसे व्यक्ति को मध्यम अधिकारी के रूप में स्वीकार करना चाहिए। Such a person is very fortunate, महाभाग्यवान। So मध्यम अधिकारी is a श्रद्धावान, staunchly faith person and is actually candidate for further advancement in devotional service. उसकी कोमल श्रद्धा है और इसकी श्रद्धा है। So that is the difference between neophyte and मध्यम अधिकारी as per the श्रद्धा। इसलिए चैतन्य चरितमृत चैतन्य महाप्रभु बता रहे, श्रद्धावान जन है भक्ति अधिकारी, उत्तम मध्यम कनिष्ठ, श्रद्धा अनुसारी। So one become qualified as a devotee on elementary platform, the intermediate platform, the highest platform of devotional service according to the development of his Shraddha. Again in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Shraddha sabde Vishwasa kahe sudhra nischaya, Krishna bhakti kaila sarva, कर्म कृत होया। श्रद्धा के हिसाब से उत्तम अधिकारी, मध्यम अधिकारी, कनिष्ठ अधिकारी डिवाइड किया जाता है। And by rendering transcendental service to Krishna, one automatically perform all subsidiary activities. And this confident, firm faith, favorable to discharge of devotional service is called Shraddha. What is the definition of Shraddha? By rendering transcendental service to Krishna, what is Shraddha? This is the definition of Shraddha. By rendering transcendental service to Krishna, one automatically perform all subsidiary activities. मतलब भगवान का नाम लिया, सॉरी, बाय सेवा करके सारी चीजों का पता लग गया. So that is like, one automatically perform all subsidiary activities. This competent, firm faith, favorable to discharge devotional service is called श्रद्धा. तो हमने ऐसी चीज दूसरे अध्याय के 46वें श्लोक में देखा था, आपको याद होगा. ऐसे बहुत जगह पे बताया है भगवत गीता में ही. All purpose served by small well can at once be served by the great reservoir of water. Similarly, all purpose of Veda can be served to one who knows the purpose behind it. So what is the purpose behind Veda? Vedesya sarve ahamevo vedya vedantakrit vedantavid idvidev cha. So अब सारे वेदों में जानने लग कौन है? भगवान है. भगवान ही वेदों के रचयिता है, वेदों के ज्ञाता है. 15वें अध्याय में हमने इसकी चर्चा की थी. श्रद्धा, फेथ इन कृष्ण इज बिगिनिंग ऑफ कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस. आदो श्रद्धा तो हमने बार बार चर्चा की है. फेथ मीन स्ट्रॉन्ग फेथ. द वर्ड ऑफ भगवद गीता अथॉरिटेटिव इंस्ट्रक्शन फॉर फेथफुल मैन, and whatever Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita is to be accepted as it is without interpretation. This was the way Arjuna accepted Bhagavad Gita. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna told Krishna, Sarvametam ritam manye yanmam vadasi kesava. Oh Lord, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. ठीक है, 3 ही पैराग्राफ है, 4 है, खत्म कर लेते हैं. तो इस श्रद्धा के अनुसार है. तो हमने अलग अलग तरीके से देखा किस प्रकार से सेवा में लगा है, भगवान का कोई नाम उच्चारण करता है उसके हिसाब से हमने देखा. कुछ लोग रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, कैसे डिवोटी को ट्रीट करते हैं उसके हिसाब से हमने देखा. ठीक है, शास्त्रों के कंक्लूजन के हिसाब से भी देखा. दिस इज द करेक्ट वे ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग भगवद गीता एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड श्रद्धा. It's not that one accepts portion of Bhagavad Gita according to his own whimsical interpretation, then rejects another portion. This is not Shraddha. Shraddha means accepting the instruction of Bhagavad Gita in that totality. So we should not, half. एक रूपक बताते हैं बहुत बार, हाफ एंड लॉजिक. हाफ एंड लॉजिक मतलब मुर्गी सोने का अंडा देती है लेकिन आगे से खिलाना पड़ता है. एक व्यक्ति क्या करता है, अरे यार अननेसेसरी मुझे खाना खिला के पैसा वेस्ट करना पड़ता है, मुर्गी का गला ही काट देता है. उसको लगा कि गला काट दूंगा तो खिलाना नहीं पड़ेगा लेकिन अंडा मिलता रहेगा. इससे गला काटा, अंडा भी चला गया, अंडा भी आना बंद हो गया. That's the thing. If we accept some portion of Bhagavad Gita and reject some, will not get any benefit. So we should accept Bhagavad Gita in the totality, not partially, not partially, but totality. Especially the last instruction, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sarvam Vraja. Abandon all variety of religion and just surrender unto me. सिर्फ भगवान, सारे धर्मों के त्याग करके भगवान के शरणों में जाओ. And one becomes completely faithful in regard to this instruction. One strong faith becomes the basis for advancing spiritual life. Okay, so when one fully engaged in chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he gradually realizes his own spiritual identity. Unless one faithfully chants the Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna does not reveal himself. Sevan mukhi jivada swayam eva spurati yada. We cannot realize Krishna. Atha Krishna namadi na bhavet graham indriya. Sevan mukhi jivada swayam eva spurati yada. We cannot realize the supreme personality of Godhead by any artificial means. So we must engage faithfully in the service of the Lord. Such a service begin with tongue, seven mukhe jivado, which means that we should always chant the holy name of the Lord, except Krishna Prasad. We should not chant. We should not chant or accept anything else. हमें कृष्ण का नाम ही जप करना है और कृष्ण का प्रसाद खाना है. उसके अलावा कोई नाम जप नहीं करना है और कुछ खाना नहीं. So when this process is faithfully followed, Supreme Lord revealed himself to the devotees. So, Prabhupada writes, further writes in the purport, when person realize himself to be eternal servitor of Krishna, he loses interest in everything but Krishna's service. तो सारी चीजों से उनका इंटरेस्ट चला जाए, सिर्फ भगवान की सेवा में उसके इंटरेस्ट रहेगा. So always thinking of Krishna, devising means by which to spread the holy name of Krishna. ध्यान से पढ़िएगा. Always thinking of Krishna, devising means by which to spread holy name of Krishna. He understand that his only business is in spreading the Krishna conscious movement all over the world. And such a person is to be recognized in Uttam Adhikari by his activity. To always think of Krishna and always plan how to spread the holy name of Krishna. That is the only business for him. If someone understands, he is considered as a Uttam Adhikari. And his association should be immediately accepted according to 6 process. Nidati Pratigrhinati Ghyamakyati Pichati Humte Bhojyate Cheva Sarvidam Priti Lakshanam. जो अगले श्लोक में बताया था उसके हिसाब से उनको एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए. Indeed, the advanced Uttam Adhikari Vaishnava devotee should be accepted as a spiritual master. Everything one possesses should be offered to him, and for it is enjoined that one should deliver whatever he has to the spiritual master. So Brahmachari in particular is supposed to beg alms from other and offer them to spiritual master. However, one should not imitate the behavior of an advanced devotee or Mahabhagavad without being self-reliant. उत्तम अधिकारों का अनुकरण नहीं करना है उनके बिहेवियर का. So for by such imitation one will eventually become degraded. उनका अनुकरण नहीं करना है, अनुसरण करना है. So that's what. So basically, Rupa Goswami described Uttam Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, Kanishta Adhikari, their difference. So he advised us to be intelligent enough to understand this difference between Uttam Adhikari, Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari. And devotee should also know his own position. Should not try to imitate the devotee situated in higher platform. तो उत्तम अधिकारों का अनुकरण नहीं करना चाहिए, पर अनुसरण करके वहां तक जाने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given some practical hint to the effect that Uttam Adhikari Vaishnava can be recognized by its ability. So these are some external factors. Practical hint you can recognize him. Of course, someone may not be able to do this. Doesn't mean that he's not Uttam Adhikari. But there are some practical hint of effect that Uttam Adhikari Vaishnava can be recognized by his ability to convert many souls to Vaishnavism. One should not become a spiritual master unless he has attained the platform of Uttam Adhikari. A neophyte Vaishnava or Vaishnava situated on intermediate Madhyam Adhikari platform can also accept disciple, but such disciple must be on the same platform. It should be understood that they cannot advance very well toward ultimate goal of life under insufficient guidance. Therefore, a disciple should be careful to accept an Uttam Adhikari as a spiritual master. So what we discussed today is Tanishta Adhikari, worship only deity, behave badly with the devotees. Harinam initiator trying to chant, pliable faith means soft and unsteady faith. Whereas Madhyamadikari, Krishna is the lovable object and he makes up friends with the devotee, is merciful towards ignorant, avoid the envious people. So that is the symptoms of Madhyamadikari. Picks up surrender to Krishna conscious process. His knowledge is yet not conclusive to the Shastra, and he has taken Madhyamadikari has already been initiated. His undeterred, continue process any circumstance. Faithfully serve Krishna. His faithful form in chanting. Whereas for Uttamadikari is like uncritical even if pure devotee criticize. कितनी भी निंदा करेंगे फिर भी वो डिस्टर्ब नहीं होगा. And they are free from anartha. And without false ego or envy, out of great pain or out of great pain or regret, without false ego or envy, out of great pain or regret, had disease, not diseased, to protect newcomers' faith, so they all do. They are self-realized, strict in following four regulative principle, disinterested in material enjoyment, converts many fallen souls in Vaishnavism, seriously engaged in Lord's service, expounds, they are very enthusiastic in spreading Krishna consciousness, they are gurus, they are offenseless. So these are the symptoms of, this is what we discuss. So yes, provided they are the result of non-substitute for inner fulfillment. Yes, so these are the, what is Uttamadikari, what is Madhyamadikari. Given the definition here. Okay. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So today we have already 15 minutes cross. I'll not take question answer, but if you have any questions, you can write or you can ask me tomorrow. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.